So a really short pre-Savasana bit of movement. We're going to get straight into that bit of movement to prep for the relaxation. So we'll begin in tabletop, and if you wish to place a blanket underneath the knees, then please do. Just placing the hands in a way that feels stable. Checking in, we've got that neutral positioning of the spine and the head is in line with the spine. Also, just checking that the eyes of the elbows, we're not hanging out in the joints, so just keeping the eyes of the elbows facing each other, and that may mean a soft bend in the elbows. So then as you next take an exhalation, we'll start to round the spine, take the head to the knees, and then coming back through that neutral position. Then we're just going to bring the gaze ahead and allow a slight dipping of the belly. So as we exhale, rounding the spine, gaze to the knees, inhale as we travel back through that neutral position, space across the collarbones, and a slight arching of the spine. So just moving between these two, finding the connection of your breath with the movement. And then the next time that you exhale, we're going to start to bring the bum back towards the heel. So it may be quite far away, don't worry, like mine. And as we inhale, just going to come back through to that neutral position, so tabletop. Exhaling as we round the spine, lowering the bum towards the heels, inhaling as we come back up. Okay, the next time that we round the spine and bring the bum towards the heels, we're going to land in child's pose. So maybe taking the knees a little wider, maybe bringing a block or a blanket underneath the forehead, or you can place the hands one on top of the other. And then the next time that you inhale, just lifting the head first of all, gradually coming back up to tabletop, and then into a seated position. So you may wish to sit on a block or a blanket or your bolster. Choose to sit on whatever is going to bring you the most supportive spine. I'm going to sit on a couple of blankets, just that extra bit of height. Okay, you can have the legs crossed, you can have the legs out straight, you can have a bend in the knees, and then take that awareness to the sitting bones. So from the sitting bones, just a quick scan up from the sitting bones all the way up to the crown of the head, a sense of stability and softness in the torso. Bring that awareness back to the breath. And then just bringing one hand out to the side. As we inhale, we're going to reach the other arm over. Exhaling as you lower. Just repeat a couple of times on this same side. So maybe the bottom hand slides, maybe it bends. And the next time you bring that arm back and take a pause, maybe a shrug at the shoulders, and then to the other side. So inhaling as we lift, exhaling as we return. Lovely. The next time that you lower, again, maybe a shrug of the shoulders. And then we're going to come into a gentle twist. So just bringing the hands to the side. And as we inhale, we're going to bring the arms up. Exhaling as we rotate from the belly, twisting to one side and allowing the hands to float down. And then inhaling as we bring the arms back up, the spine back in line. Exhaling as we twist from the belly to the other side. Arms floating down. Inhaling as we reach and bring the spine back in line, gaze ahead. Exhaling as we come back to this other side. Just having a check back in with the spine, making sure we've not rounded the spine and sort of lost that support. Can we bring that stability back, that buoyancy in the spine? The awareness back to the breath, nice and easeful. And then the next time that you bring the arms up, bring the palms together down to your center, repeating that a couple of times, inhaling, gathering the arms up, exhaling as you return to your center. And then as you lower the hands to the chest, bring that awareness back to the movement of the breath in the body, releasing the hands, and then coming into constructed rest. So if you wish to have a blanket behind the back of the head, behind the back of the pelvis, whatever feels right for you. And as you arrive in constructed rest, having that check-in with the spine. So neutrality in the spine, got those natural curves. Back of the neck feels long and the arms out to the side. Feet roughly hip width apart, maybe a little further. And then as you exhale, we're going to lower the knees to one side. Let the soles of the feet lift, let the opposite side of the pelvis lift. And then we're going to bring the knees back to the ceiling, exhaling as we float to the other side. So inhaling as we bring the knees back towards the ceiling, exhaling as we lower and rotate. And just taking a couple more of these, maybe adding in an opposite movement of the head if that feels okay for you. So as the knees go to one side, the head will go to the other. And then as the knees come back to the ceiling, so will the gaze. And then as the knees come to the other side, we'll just roll the head so that the gaze comes to the opposite. So if you feel like you'd like to take a couple of breaths on one side, just let the body land and become aware of the movement of the breath in this shape. And just be sure to do the same on the other side. And then bring in the knees back towards the ceiling. We'll give the knees a bit of a hug. Maybe a little rock from side to side. Maybe a circling of the knees. Maybe a hugging. Okay, so then we'll extend both legs up towards the ceiling. You can have a bend in the knees if you like. If there's any tightness in the back of the hamstrings like me, have that soft bend, soles of the feet towards the ceiling. And then we're going to bring the arms up, also fingers pointing towards the ceiling. We're going to have a bit of softness in the arms, get a shake. And we're going to start to have that softness and jelly-like through all of the limbs. And just having a bit of a kick and a shake. So maybe some clicks and cracks. Shaking the body is a really good way to encourage that release of any anxious feelings or any agitation. So it's really good to do before we come into a practice or into any restorative. And then we'll come to stillness. Just let the arms and the legs be in the air. Slowly lowering the arms. Taking a bend in the knees. And bringing the feet to the ground. So you can stay in this constructed rest position with the knees falling in towards each other. Or you can choose to take any preferred variation of Savasana, and you can be here for as long as you like. Or if you would prefer to head over to the Savasana pre-recorded, and there is a Savasana there for 5 minutes. So whatever you wish to do, however you feel today, taking any of those options and making this practice and this relaxation yours.